With a dangerous stretch of hot weather settling in the state and many parts of the nation, it's important to be mindful of the potential harm that these temperatures can do. And it's not just heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Joining us today to discuss the risks is Yale School of Public Health Associate Professor Kai Chen. Doctor, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
All right, besides the risk of heat exhaustion and heat stroke, in what ways does exposure to hot weather affect our health?
So heat really has a comprehensive list of diseases that it can affect on, increasing heart attack events, stroke, but beyond this cardiovascular disease, it can affect our kidney disease and intentional injuries, and also this can affect our mental disorders. So one thing about the heat is that it doesn't need to be extremely high to be deadly. For example, when we look at the heat alert we are currently on, or the heat waves, the definition is based on the extreme temperature level. For example, in Connecticut, the 99th percentile of the summer temperature is roughly around 81 degrees Fahrenheit, speaking of the daily average temperature. But when we look at what we call the moderate hot days, that is ranging from the 66 to 81 degree Fahrenheit, these are the days that we experience more, and they are also deadly. So combined together, we can see more death toll from this moderate heat. And we recently conducted a study in Connecticut that found that about 74 deaths per year can be expected from Connecticut.
All right, I understand you've developed an online platform that allows people to check how vulnerable their communities are to heat stress. It's an interactive map. Tell us about that.
Yes, so we have created this national heat vulnerability index map so that people can simply enter their zip code or their city name to check out how vulnerable their communities are. And this map is color-coded. So with a dark red, that means your community is more vulnerable. And not only you can find what we call the heat vulnerability index score, but you can also see the ranking of your community compared with other communities in the state or across the nation. And this map is publicly available. You can access it by going to the sph.yale.edu/heat-index. And using this tool, we have found that communities are colored and the residential neighborhoods that are historical red line, they turned out to be more vulnerable to heat exposure. So we hope this information can better help the policymakers and the community leaders to design interventions to reduce these unfortunate disparities to heat.
And that is going to be so important going forward with climate change, and we're seeing hotter and hotter temperatures.
Exactly. So with warming climate, we're going to have more intense heat waves, more frequent heat waves, and these heat waves are coming more early. And unfortunately, in the future, it's not only climate is getting warmer, we're also facing another threat from an aging society, because many studies have shown that older adults, they tend to be also have a high risk compared to younger adults when exposed to this extreme hot or extreme cold days. So we recently conducted a global study showing that if we combine the threat from climate change and population aging, this really creates a dual threat, and there will be much more heat-related mortality globally happening in the future.
All right, Dr. Kai Chen, thanks so much for being with us today. Important information.
Glad to be here.